This is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
So happy together. So happy together.
Welcome back to Boomer Life here on CIL 650. I'm Sterling Fox, joined in studio by Dr. Paul Zickler, the medical director of YesWellness.com. And we're talking, of course, on this December 21st, just a few short days ahead of the big day, about, well, dealing with the other parts of Christmas that we don't talk about very much, that we certainly experience year after year after year. So Dr. Paul brought along his 10 tips to reduce stress at Christmas time. And logically, Dr. Paul, I wanted to talk and sort of turn the tables a little bit, because when we get all stressed out, our bodies change. We get crabby, we don't sleep well, we stop eating properly, and we start having stomach issues. Years ago, people with high stress used to get ulcers. That was it. You're all stressed out, you got ulcers. And we don't seem to have that anymore. What happened to ulcers? Because there's no shortage of stress still around.
Well, yes, we do have less ulcers, and it's not due to the fact that we're eating better, that's for sure. But we have medications that can help reduce the ulcer incidence. And,
oh, okay.
And that and a large majority of our population happens to be on those medications. And if we really dealt with the issues in terms of our diet, that we probably could reduce a lot of those medications as well. But what you're alluding to is basically the sort of the brain-gut sort of a connection.
That's right, and that used to be the most obvious one. If you're a high stress person, well, chances are you've got an ulcer. Well, the ulcer part has gone away, but apparently now I'm not real.
It's probably heartburn, indigestion.
Exactly. Right. So there is a direct connection between your stomach and your brain when stress is involved.
Yeah, and a lot of us feel that during Christmas and during Christmas time. And sure, the listeners by the 21st know what I'm talking about in terms of not sleeping well and having thoughts of things to do going through your head, and feeling fatigued and loss of energy, and probably some stomach discomfort.
Right.
So what happens is that all these things really affect what we keep referring to as the metabolic messengers, or hormones.
All right.
And so poor nutrition, lack of exercise, stress affect those hormones. And there is a billowhack of those hormones, and they all have different effects. But basically, what happens is, under stress and dietary issues and lack of exercise, is that those metabolic messengers do the bad things to us, and sort of making our gut leaky, allowing larger proteins to get in them, and creating a problem in terms of what's happening in the metabolic issues in the gut itself.
Okay.
Then that produces messengers to the brain. The brain tries to counteract. It changes things in the bowel, and it makes things worse. And what eventually happens is that your whole immune system is affected, and then there's inflammation, and inflammation is everywhere. So you have this autoimmune type of occurrence that happens, and it affects everything. And so it affects your skin, it affects your lungs, it affects your heart, it affects your intestines, it affects your brain in terms of not remembering things as well.
Right.
It affects your skin in terms of getting your rosacea acting up, your eczema acting up. And so what we want to do is reverse that. And
part of which is psychological, as you've already pointed out. Yes. In your tip list. There's a lot of attitude adjustment that goes on at this time of year.
Right. Anything that changes the cycle of the hormones to your benefit,
right,
is really what's important. And so when we talk about nutrition, the nutritional changes, any supplements and nutraceuticals or herbal products that may be useful in that, the exercise in terms of the correct amount of exercise to help that, and reducing your stress.
Are there any specific supplements, Dr. Paul, that actually do address stress specifically?
Yes, and there actually are. And going to our site, our YesWellness.com site, we'll have a list of those products. And the main components are basically things that help to stabilize, help to create a balance of those metabolic hormones. So the first one that is on my list is sort of melatonin, which really helps to regulate the sleep cycle and active cycle in your body. So if you're having real issues, besides dealing with all the stressful things the way we've talked about, melatonin may be of help to you.
So melatonin is something we all carry.
Yes.
But we just don't make enough of. Is that what happens?
Exactly, because of that metabolic imbalance.
Okay.
Vitamin B complex. So again, it's the same sort of situation where we've got an imbalance. As well as we get older, we absorb these less, and find them less useful, getting them through our diet. So we need to get some supplements. So certainly in our age group, a vitamin B complex is really important, amongst them being B12.
Okay. And I know that when we had a chat about cold and flu season here on a month or so ago, you were very big on massive doses of vitamin D, vitamin C, and there was one other ingredient. Was it omega-3s?
Zinc.
Oh, zinc lozenges.
Right.
And you do that 3 times a day, and that helps fight off when you feel a cold coming on. But the whole notion of the vitamin C and the vitamin D, that should be part of the drill every day, shouldn't it?
There's maintenance doses of those. And
right.
Again, it helps to maintain that homeostasis, or the balancing of those metabolic hormones.
Okay. Are there any other vitamins or supplements that would be good to know about at the one of the more stressful points in the year?
Vitamin E is another one that people find helpful. And oftentimes, some of the less mentioned ones are part of a multivitamin.
Okay.
So if you have a very good quality, a good sourced multivitamin, a lot of these issues are going to be addressed. And we have to remember to take them even during the holiday season when we're taking all the rest of our food.
And there's something to be said, and you make a big distinction about this at YesWellness.com, vitamins and supplements that are naturally sourced versus chemically prepared. You prefer the former and deal only with them. What's the difference between the two?
Well, that's what you try to achieve in terms of good, better, and best. The best are the vitamins and supplements that are produced from their total environment. So, for example, vitamin C and D you can produce synthetically, but if you have sort of a plant material that you're getting that product from,
okay,
it comes along with a bunch of messengers that help to promote its use in the body.
As produced by the plant.
Exactly.
That you couldn't replicate in a laboratory.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so a lot of people take specific synthetic vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin C and take them all separately, when really what you want to do is get a source that incorporates all those vitamins in their normal state. In their normal state, where they're used with cofactors and hormones, etc., that enzymes that help to make those vitamins more effective.
Lots more information on vitamins and supplements, and particularly, as Dr. Paul Zicler just pointed out, you can go to YesWellness.com and poke around, and you'll find a list of supplements that deal directly with stress. And there's a ton of terrific information at YesWellness.com. And our guest, Dr. Paul Zicler, is a relentless blogger. You've got lots of terrific articles and material on YesWellness.com. And I would expect around the corner in 2016 there'll be a whole lot more, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, to you and your family, Dr. Paul, the very best of the season, sir. It's been a real pleasure working with you on Boomer Life this past year, and my warmest regards to you all over Christmas.
And then same to you and same to our listeners.
Thank you. See you next time, right here on Boomer Life.